Hello everybody, I am Andy and we are going to be planning our next room makeover. What a concept, I know, right? This is my laptop. Don't look at my stickers. Don't look at my stickers, I feel so vulnerable. The reason we're going to be doing this is because, if anybody's watched any of my other videos, you would know I've painted one room twice, well the trim of the room twice, the bathroom, and I painted the closet 3 times till I finally landed on the color that I wanted. And just like spatially where to put things, I think it will be a lot better if I just have more of a structured plan. Even though I always am winging things, I'm often flying by the seat of my pants. Flying by the seat of my pants? Is that the saying? Flying by the seat of my pants? Flying by the, is it seam, maybe? Flying by the seam of my pants? I'm flying by something of my pants. Whatever's in my pants, I'm just flying right by it and getting to the project before I even have a plan. Yeah, so it's almost as though I would rather not have to paint a room a million times again. Although I'm not gonna lie, in the process of editing this entryway, we might end up painting twice because I'm not exactly sure about the painting situation yet. Anyway, you guys will see what happens. Let's get into it. We're going to be making a little photo. It's a Photoshop situation. It's not like a rendering. A rendering is like a fancy situation, I think, where you can see what the room's gonna look like in like a 3D cartoon situation. This, in fact, is a thing that I made on Paint. Paint. Do you remember Paint? If you're around the age, anybody around my age remember Paint? Honestly, I tried using SketchUp and some other things, and it creates more of a room, and so it's really hard to add photos to that and make it look like what I am actually looking at. It's more creating the walls and the structure, but we really just care about the aesthetics in the actual room, which we can just choose a photo and add in the things we're doing. It's called Paint S on the App Store. I've been using it for a while. I've also been using it to make my thumbnails, but it's very similar to like the paint that used to be on the computer. Remember when you would have like computer class in elementary school? And you get to go and like have half an hour on computer time? I sure do. So sorry that these images look crookedy, but honestly, I think I did pretty good for having no photo editing skills, except for the things that I learned in elementary school. You would have seen by the thumbnail, but I don't know if I actually have mentioned, but we're doing the entryway. We're doing the entryway. I have this long hallway downstairs at the entrance of my townhouse, and it's really tricky to figure out what to do, how to style it, because it's long blank walls. I did build a little shoe closet in this sort of nook that was on an angle right at the entrance because the walls are so narrow that there's not really any space to do like a little shoe cabinet or any sort of hanging that's going to be coming out too far from the wall. So I managed to make this shoe closet, which has been amazing. It's so functional. It holds so many shoes. It's insane. So this is the current entryway situation. I'm not going to hold my arm up here for all the images, but whatever. Anyway, this is what we're cooking with. And yes, it's a really bad photo. It's so dark down there. I mean, the lights are pretty good, but there's not really any natural light, so the photos just come out pretty crickety. I don't know, and it's so long that I think I have to take it on like a wide angle, so we don't really come up with a quality photo, but don't worry. I used my mad paint skills, and I edited a very realistic, wonderful example of the hallway that's easier to see. I just made the door lighter and I like put the rug in. Quickly though, I'll show you. This is what the other side of the hallway looks like. So there's just another door, that same green color, all the trim and the doors are painted that same green color, and then there's not much going on. Like to the left is the stairs, so we're just going to be looking at the one perspective and working from there. Actually, the original photo, also I didn't get the light fixture in it, but there are 2 light fixtures and I wanted both of them in the image so that we could really get the feel for it. First things first, we're going to be removing everything from the room. I understand this looks crickety. Please just bear with me, okay? It's supposed to be like a cartoon image. It's not supposed to be an actual realistic room photo, because it's not. It's a cartoon image of my hallway. Give me a break. So we're starting with a blank slate. I know that I'm keeping the floors, obviously, and I'm keeping the green trim. However, we are going to be painting the walls a lighter version of that green. Like an almost white, but a very like light green. And then to fill up some of this blank wall, we're gonna do a trim piece all around the top of the room. Oh my god, can you hear Zoe snoring? I just realized that. If you hear any snoring in this video, there's literally a dog sleeping next to me, snoring so loud. I'm dog sitting for my family friend's dog. Okay, anyway, back into it. So we're gonna be adding this trim piece. It's at like about a 3/4 up the wall, all the way around the whole room. And it is going to be the same dark color as the trim. not the light green color. So I've decided to mess around with some different paint options. We were maybe gonna do white on top, light green on the bottom. I landed on light green on the top and then the dark green on the bottom 3/4. That's what we're going for. And I didn't have an image of just the dark green, so you can already see where we're heading, which we're adding this mirror. I already have a mirror similar to this. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It's cool. It's got like a little bit of detail. It's a dark wood. For the mirror situation, we're gonna do something like this. This isn't exactly usually the style I would go for. It's kind of like an antique, like old house type of vibe, but I really like it. And I'm like, let's just get it. Let's just do it in the entryway. Let's just get crazy in the entryway. Why not? Let's try new things. I just thought that this looked really beautiful, and also I like the idea of having like a tiny, it's not a table, it's more of like a ledge, and you can just put some little things on it, but obviously we don't have very much space in that hallway like I mentioned, so we need like a very narrow table. I also saved these legs that I had off of another table. Saving things like that is always a funny feeling because I really don't like holding on to things, like things that I feel like I'm never going to use. I don't want to hold on to it just in case I need it for that project. But then the things that I have kept, there have been quite a few times where I've been like, oh, good thing I saved this so that I can use it for this project I'm gonna do. So yeah, I already have some legs that we're going to be using for the base, and we're gonna do 2 legs and then that little ledge on top. I'm also thinking we add a sconce. I'm not sure if it's going to look awkward if it's above the trim or if it's below the trim, but I think it's gonna be protruding from the wall a little too much that I'm gonna want it to be above so that it's a bit like higher, kind of not necessarily above my head, but at least above my shoulder. That's the thing. It doesn't need to, when things are protruding, you just don't want to like bump them with your shoulder. But obviously if it's at my head height, I'm probably not going to have my head like up against the wall. And my shoulders are probably like at 5 feet. My head a foot? Is your head and neck a foot tall almost? They're probably at about 5 feet, which that would be good for the trim if it could just be like right above the trim like that. I do like how it looks in the photo, so hopefully it will look good in real life. And just for some little fun things to see how it's gonna look, I put a little vase and a little bowl on that little entryway table. I will decorate it and put something on there, some sort of decor. And so I'm thinking on the one side we do a little bit of a ledge where I could put pictures up and maybe a little candle holder. We can talk more about this in the makeover and I can actually show it to you, but when you're putting a picture on a picture ledge, like if you buy that picture ledge from IKEA and you lean your pictures up against the wall, if you can, I would recommend sticking them to the wall so that they're still vertical, but then they kind of still look like they're sitting on the ledge. Like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have the ledge, and then instead of having the picture sitting like this with like a slight angle that's up against the wall, I'm gonna stick it to the wall on the ledge. Firstly, because you don't want to be bumping your picture off and breaking it, but also because then you don't have to dust your photo, because if it's vertical, no dust is going to land on it, but the minute that you put it on even a slight angle like that, it's going to get dusty and you're going to have to clean your picture frame, which is fine, obviously, like whatever, you can wipe down the glass if you want to, but I would just prefer to not have to clean as much as possible. And then on the other side, I added another little picture for decor, and we're going to be doing a peg rail situation. I've never made a peg rail before, but I feel like I can figure it out. I think the hardest part for me is going to be screwing the holes on an angle to put the pegs in, because I would prefer it to be on an angle. Like when they stick straight out, it just feels like things are going to be able to fall off easy. I will do that if I have to, but I'm hoping that I can drill the hole in an angle so that the peg goes in an angle, and then you can hang stuff on top, if that makes sense. But yeah, so we're gonna do peg rail on that side. I do have a coat closet upstairs here that we use for our jackets and stuff, but I think it'll be nice to have like a tote bag down there in case I'm like running out the door and I'm like, oh no, I need a grocery bag. Or when guests come over, then they can put their jackets there. I mean, obviously they can also put their jackets in the closet. It's not like it's completely full, but sometimes when you like come over to someone's house, you just wanna like throw your jacket somewhere. You don't have to like go grab the hanger and stuff. And I don't want people to feel like, oh, Annie, where can I put my jacket? I'm just like, put it on the peg rail. Not that I have friends over. Oh, God, whatever. I decided to do a peg rail on the other side as well. And I hung a little tote on there so that we can see how it's gonna look. Okay, I know it's starting off pretty crickety, but look at this rendering. This is pretty good photo editing skills, right? Right? Someone who's a photo editor is gonna be like, no, this is literally what I learned on my first day. Obviously something is missing. Something very important is missing. Can you think of what it is? I can, because it's my hallway. It's A rug. I am going to hopefully be making a rug, well, a runner, and the reason for this is because the hallway is shaped like a little L. Behind that shoe closet, when you first walk in, it's wider there, and there's like another door, and so as much as I would like to have just one long runner and be able to just find and buy a runner and put it there, I don't like that it's not taking up the whole front entryway, and I also don't really want to do like a big doormat situation and then a runner. I feel like it might look awkward. We're gonna have to see because I'm gonna do whatever I have to, but I'm hoping that I can get a pretty durable fabric that's similar to a rug, and then I was gonna sew like a rug pad underneath of it and make my own runner. See what happens. That also would be nice because it will be washable. Like I could throw it in the washing machine. That'd be so sick. So firstly, I put this floral pattern in. I do like how this is looking. I feel like we need a different color down there. We need something different from like the earthy green brown we're going for, because for example this stripe fabric that I tried, I do like the red that it's giving down here and the fact that it's giving like that darker, I can't tell if it's a navy blue or a black stripe, but the green color is so similar to the green on the walls. I just feel like it's not giving enough contrast. We need something a little different down there maybe. So my partner actually liked the floral one the most, but I actually liked this one the most, a red and yellow stripe. If I could find something like that, something red, something yellow. And I kind of want it to be a busy pattern because if it gets dirty, which it will because it's in the entryway, the busy pattern will kind of like take away from that. So I won't have to wash it like every single day. I also love yellow and red together. A little mustard and ketchup moment. It's like one of my favorite color combos is red and yellow. So we're pretty much done. I'm not planning on doing anything else to this. However, then I thought, should we keep the walls light and just have the dark trim piece? I don't want it to look awkward or something, but I don't think it's going to because it's still matching with the dark trim on the bottom. And I hung a jacket so that we can see how that's going to look on the peg rail, but I think I'm liking the light better. This is what I'm talking about where we might have to repaint because if I think the light feels awkward, then I think I would want to paint the bottom dark as well. But in the photo, I am preferring the light. So then I thought if we're not doing the dark bottom walls, then I don't need the peg rail on both sides. So I played around. I thought, okay, maybe I'll remove the peg rail on the one side, just have it on the other side and do some big art on the other side because I do have these art pieces that my boyfriend and I painted, which I think we would paint something different. We don't really like them anymore, but I think I like the symmetry of the rails being on both sides, though I'm not exactly into this from the rendering, which that's why we're doing the photo editing. Isn't it amazing?
That's amazing.
So this was the plan. This was the number one plan, is the light walls with the dark green. However, when I was in the front hallway, I really don't like the idea of opening up the door. And there's the shoe closet on this side that you're dealing with trying to put your shoes away. And then there's a mirror also with a little shelf protruding out a little bit on that side and all of this busyness going on. So we're gonna move the mirror probably to the other side in the middle wall there. So that it's kind of like shoes, mirror, that side's the side that has more of the things protruding in the busyness. Play around with the other decor. The only other thing that I need to note is that closet door that I made for the shoe closet, it slides. I put it on drawer slides so that it would slide open because I didn't want it to be a cupboard just because it's such a tight space. But now I'm actually thinking I'm going to have to do hinges because I'm not going to be able to slide that door open if that picture rail is there, and it's going to look awkward if I have to leave like a 16-inch space without the picture rail so that I can slide the door open. So we're going to do the picture rail all the way around and just make the door open like a little cupboard, put a little handle on it. I'm thinking I can use some hinges so that it will open almost all the way anyways, because right now we tend to leave it open all the time, but we'll just have to start closing it, which will be a good thing because it looks better closed anyways. So this is what I'm planning my next video being on, is the entryway makeover. We'll see how much I can get done. It seems not too bad. It seems like this isn't going to take me too long, but I feel like I think that every single time, and then it's a month later and I'm still making over the same room, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'm back next week with my entryway makeover. I also have been wanting to commit to uploading every Thursday. However, I'm nervous and I haven't. I already screwed up because last week I uploaded on Friday instead of Thursday. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, don't believe that I'm going to upload on Thursday. However, if I do, be like, yes, she's in it. She's doing it. She's got a routine. She's uploading on Thursdays. Whatever. I feel like if I commit to Thursdays, I'm way more likely to actually get these videos done and upload them. Yeah, that's also why I told everyone in my life. Like, I told all my friends and my family. I told my coworker, I'm like, guys, I'm doing YouTube now. Everybody needs to go and subscribe. Go like and subscribe my videos, okay? Because I don't want to be all of a sudden a month later, someone's like, hey, where's the next YouTube video? I've been waiting. You know, they're holding me accountable. I gotta upload my videos. I figured I would show you guys. This is the dog I was talking about. This is the dog that I'm dog sitting. The most beautiful, cutie little chocolate lab you've ever seen in your life. I don't know if I said her name. Her name is Zoe, or as I like to call her, Zobo, sketty, and dootin' Lincoln High, yay. Zeet and dootin', deet and dootin', Bobo, sketty, and dootin' Lincoln High, yay. You recognize that lovely cheer? It's from Boy Meets World. Anybody know Boy Meets World? Come on, guys. Best show ever, Boy Meets World. It's from this episode where Eric, the older brother of Boy Meets World, is dating this cheerleader at school, and he is telling his mom about it, and his mom's like, oh, I used to do cheer. We knew this cheer. She goes, Zobo, skitty, and do in Lincoln High, yay. And Eric's all like, Mom, I'm sure she's doing much cooler cheers. Like, that's so lame, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end of the episode, the cheerleader girlfriend comes over, and him and his parents are like, show us your cheer that you learned today. And she goes, oh, okay. And she's like, Zobo, skitty, and do in Adams High, yay. Z, and do. Anyway, so that's why I call her Zobo. Right, Zobos? Anyway, we will see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe if you want to check out my entryway makeover that I'm going to do. And yeah, we'll see you then. Bye. Oh, bless you, Zoe. Good boy.